Hi friends, Misha here. Today I am going to show you all some areas of Korok Island, my Breath of the Wild themed island, before and after adding items from the 2.0 update. It has done so much to zhuzh up my island and I'm so excited to show you. So first of all, we're gonna go over these castle ruins up here. I used mostly the stone fencing to make it look like ruins, along with some rocks, this broken up stone path design, and, you know, flowers, weeds, nature, etc. And up here is the main part of the ruins, and I love the way this turned out. It kind of hurt me to change it so much, but you'll see the after. It'll be worth it. So there's this little dungeon down here, more of the stone fence, and, you know, patchy, worn down path, tons of flowers, the spiky fence to make it look like bokoblins had moved in this little bokoblin camp back here, and I thought it was a perfect spot for the campsite, which, in my opinion, it was at the time, but now things have changed. And here is the after. You can already see I added a ton of these green wheat fields everywhere. They're basically my new favorite item. They make everything look so much more overgrown. I think they're beautiful. They're really all I added down here to this entrance area, but I think that's all it needed. And of course, all the new castle items, the wall, the gate, towers in this darker color I love so much for Hyrule Castle. This entrance area is supposed to be like the dining room that you find in Hyrule Castle, and this rusted sword is so perfect for that, and the whole island. I love it. And I did move the campsite, which I will show you where I moved that to later, but down here in the dungeon we got the new creepy skeleton, the new fence item, which works for the small space, and with the added inclines I got to add an actual staircase down there. And that area is going to be Zelda's study. I'm going to add a couple more items like a desk over there, but overall I'm so happy with all the new items added to this area. It looks so much more like Hyrule Castle from Breath of the Wild. Yes. And now for the Spring of Power. This is the little, like, quote secret entrance to the Spring of Power, which doesn't look super interesting in the before, but I still really liked it. The white hyacinths were clearly way overgrown, and I used just some rocks to stand for like the broken pillars that the Spring of Power has, and this, I think, Valiant statue is what it's called for the goddess statue, and then just lots of designs, pond stone. I really love the terraforming on this. I didn't change anything about the terraforming in the after, but there were several items that really just made this area stand out in the after. And already out front, it looks so much more interesting and intriguing with all the vines growing out here and the little glimpses of the glowing moss. You just want to see what's back here, what's hidden. And I have the ruined arch, the broken pillars, the ruined seats, which add so much to this, and then the glowing moss just absolutely everywhere. I feel like it makes this area feel so much more magical and ancient, and I'm so incredible. This is probably my favorite area on the island now. I'm so thrilled with how this turned out, and I just love the ruined pillar and arch and seat. All of the ruined viney items so much. And this is just a little thing. This is our Breath of the Wild stable, which I didn't change much about, but I'll show you what I did change. So all I added here was this covered wagon item and just moved some things around, but I love this item. You find wagons like this at the stables in Breath of the Wild, so it was just needed. Perfect. Up next, we have what I think is one of the bigger transformations that we've had, the Lost Woods. So I tried to do the entrance and the whole woods as accurately as I can, or at least get the vibe that we wanted, which I really didn't end up super happy with. So I was so thrilled with the update and all the items that I could add here. You can see that I tried to use like the black mush parasols to add some spooky vibes. I tried using some of like the jack-o'-lanterns to add some of the like the faces to the trees, but it didn't really end up looking super great. So it turned out all right. And this is a reference to the forest temple from Ocarina of Time, which is just kind of a simple thing to make a use for the museum here. And you can already see from the entrance how much better it looks. I added all of the green wheat field that I could to try to make this forest look super dense to where you couldn't really see through it from the outside. And of course the ruined arch was literally perfect for the Lost Woods. It is what is outside the Lost Woods in the game, and all of the decayed trees made this feel so much spookier and so much more like the actual Lost Woods. I'm really thrilled with how this turned out. Next is what the Lost Woods leads to, which is the Korok Forest. In the game, you pass through a big hollow log to get there, which is what I tried to recreate. Wasn't super thrilled about it. And then here's the actual Korok Forest with where the Master Sword would / should be, little designs of Koroks. It didn't turn out as overgrown as I wanted, and I definitely could have and should have added more weeds and green mums, but I was kind of at a point where I was a little over it, so this is what we got. And for the after, I added the pergolas, is that how you say it? To make more of an entrance. And then all the gyroids that look like Koroks, the glowing moss, the giant vines, the titan arms, those giant flowers. It just the sword, the actual master's, well, not actual, but it looks like the actual master sword. Y'all, I'm so happy with this transformation. It looks like the Korok Forest now. It looks and feels magical. The gyroids were more than I could have ever hoped for. I love this transformation. Up next, this is another small one, but this is a bokoblin camp on the beach. I really just threw this together quickly when I built it, and I was thrilled with how it turned out. But it ended up being the perfect place for me to move the campsite to when I redid the castle ruin. So here it is with the campsite added. It's an actual bokoblin, a campground now. I'm sure I'll add a tent here and have a villager scanned in whenever I update the dream address. So small change, but I really like it. Next, we have one of the Korok puzzles on the island, which I left a ladder out to indicate to dream visitors to climb up with a ladder. And in the game, you follow these yellow flowers, which disappear, reappear. Eventually, a Korok pops out, which I'm using cute little ground design for here. And after, we've got all the vines, which make everything look so much more overgrown and magical. And then the actual gyroid, which looks like a little physical Korok. I'm so excited to add these everywhere. Speaking of, here's another Korok with my rock circle holding a little leaf umbrella, which looks so much better with an actual physical gyroid posing for the Korok that actually moves. It makes the island feel so much more alive. And those are the big transformations so far, but this is an area that I'm planning on transforming soon, our Great Fairy Fountain. I've got a lot of ideas for this, and there are other areas on Korok Island I'm planning on revamping as well. I'm also making a new island called Junimo, which is an overgrown, abandoned city theme if you want to come hang out on twitch.tv/Misha Crossing. I stream Thursdays through Sundays, playing a lot of Animal Crossing right now, and I've been posting a lot of clips from my streams on TikTok as well. I'm Misha Crossing everywhere. Come check me out. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Put some good into the world. Go with love. Don't forget to be awesome.